All right, we're doing Far Cry 4. So far, I found it to be a very gritty, real gameplay scenario. It doesn't have the easiest learning curve if you're dropped in out of nowhere, but it is super real as far as players adapting. Your enemies will adapt to how you fight and how you play. It's pretty interesting so far.
But before we get to that, we got to say we are back. It has been a little bit of time. But, you know, it's like a fat kid at a chocolate factory. We're just going to keep coming back. You try to ban us. You try to ban us. You try to keep us away.
You put him on a diet.
We're back.
You thin him out.
We're back.
And he just comes back for more fucking cake.
So, Far Cry 4, here we are. Good game. Not the graphics. Good.
Excellent,
good.
excellent. The map layout, it's a sandbox game, it looks like. That
it is, yep.
Laid out so you understand what's going on. You know, you hover around things, you know where you're going, you know what bad things are coming.
You can throw off the map and it's clear, you know.
It's your basic sandbox game. You know, it's really intuitive on how it works. You can just kind of go in. You don't need any background to the game in order to play for. You can just go in and have a good time.
I think they do it. The story's pretty fucked up that they're just like, do whatever you want.
Pretty much.
And but it is cool though because it opens up the entire thing to you from the start. You know, there's different things that are more beneficial to do, but you don't have to do them. You can say, well, that's a thing, but
now
forget it.
We reviewed Far Cry 3.
We did.
And I didn't play it a whole lot, but Adam played it quite a bit. Adam, what would you say is the big differences between 3 and 4?
Well, the big difference there's a couple of differences, Brian. There's a couple. It's a different landscape. Far Cry 3 was set in a tropical paradise of islands and palm trees and ... where Far Cry 4 is more set in snowy, tundra, all the bullshit we really got to put up with here in North Dakota. Which, you know, if you're a North Dakotian or in this area, it might not appeal to you because we're pretty much fucking used to it anyway.
Pretty much. As far as like gameplay and stuff like that, is there new abilities? You know, can he do more shit, or is it pretty much the same shit?
You know, the abilities, they're not really different. There's many of the same abilities. There's also different ones, like, for instance, you can ride elephants now. Well, I don't know why, but you can. And you can charge and do all this stuff. But it's like a vehicle that kills shit. So that is kind of cool. You know, it's like a vehicle that throws its trunk up and throws people away.
What I did notice when I was driving the vehicles is they're actually a lot easier to control than
they are a little bit.
The last one, where you can actually, it's a lot like if you compare it to any kind of, you know, Gran Turismo or something like that, where you have a decent off-road vehicle, which isn't a huge thing in Gran Turismo, but, you know, if you ever go off-road and suck at driving like I do, or Forza, then it's a lot like that, where it's more realistic, and it doesn't handle like a fucking tank, you know, so.
They did tighten it up. Now, granted, there is rough terrain if you go off-road with certain vehicles, and it is a little bit more difficult, but they did tighten up, I think, the movement controls of the vehicles and the steering and the this and that. But my big thing that I thought was very intriguing is that they added a lot more weapon options in this particular game. That's
like upgrades or add-ons or what?
Not only upgrades, but you got your sidearms, you got your weapons, and then you got your third category of signature weapons. Now, signature weapons, you do X number of side missions to go save little old Granny Hubbard from the werewolves that are attacking. No, I'm just kidding. It's not werewolves. But the pack of wolves. So you go and you ambush this X number of convoys. Just by doing X number of convoys, you unlock this certain weapon that you can then buy. And it's a signature weapon that already has some upgrades on it, so you don't have to buy the upgrades, you don't have to spend your extra money. You just get a really badass weapon that will do work for you. And it will do work. Generally, these weapons are good to have early game, and they end up helping out when you don't have the standard weapons that maybe you don't have enough money to buy them, you don't want to take the time to do the side quests to unlock them, and get all the extra add-ons with those weapons. These are ones that already come with them.
So I only play the game for a short time. When a player enters the game, now do they have level ups, or do they just upgrade their weapons, or how does that work?
The awesome part is you can start this game out, and I think I've done very minimal in the main story. There's very little that I've done, and already
It's all side quests, huh?
pretty much.
So the side quests are obviously really fun to do, which is great because you hate to play a game where the side quests are like, oh, this is stupid, I don't even want to try and do this, And we've all been there. We've all played sandbox games that are like, this side quest is lame. So at least this is a game where you can do side quests and you actually have fun doing them instead of being like, oh, I'm obligated to do this to level up or level grind or whatever.
There's a lot to do in this game, and it makes you feel like you really want it. It's like a multi-talented hooker. She has all those extra things that she can do.
It's just
and now she can just have sex with you. That's what your player do. But if you invest the extra time / money into her, giggity, then you will be greatly rewarded, and it'll be much more satisfying to your experience.
So if you could compare this to any other game that it's similar to, what would you say it's similar to?
Sex.
I don't know what kind of platform that supports, but it's not anything. Okay, so let's say. So is it more like Destiny? Is it more like Elder Scrolls? Is it more like I don't know? What would you?
Far Cry. It's more like Far Cry. It's
a Fallout. Is it kind of like a Fallout game, or is it like, or is it its own little genre, or is it more like
Well, it's a very hard game to describe because it is a first-person shooter. You have the weapon options. The story is kind of hit and miss, especially when you have a main character that after the, I don't know, couple hundredth time you've got an animal, he says, yeah.
So it gets a little repetitive.
It does. We've seen a penis 100 times, but after the 20th time, you don't gag no more. The gag reflex, it gets stunted, stops. It just, you all know. You don't think you want to admit it, but you all.
All right. So you were telling me earlier about some great features that this game had as far as multiplayer and stuff like that. Can you talk a little bit more about that? Have you tried doing the multiplayer?
I have not. The way I've understood it though is you have two options. You can either play offline or online. If you play offline, you're going to do the whole single-player campaign. You're just going to go through the game, basically footing along by yourself. If you go the online mode, you have a few different options, depending on. You can either go at it solo, like so many of us have done, time and time again, or you can partner up, if you're a breeder. Sorry, different subject. You can partner up. You have a choice. You can choose to play online, and then you can invite friends or just random people into your game, and they'll help you take over strongholds. They'll help you do just stuff in your main story. Go through your missions. Or you can choose to partner up with someone else and be their bitch and help them. Sorry, language. Be their secondary.
No, what Spores Girl were we supposed to mention that we mentioned in the last one?
I don't know.
Remember we got in trouble for that?
We did. Plagiarism.
Spores Girl.
Don't do it.
We're coming for you. As soon as we remember your name. Because we had to edit our last... It took me a solid hour to edit out one small name we mentioned. I don't remember her name, unfortunately.
Well, you gotta do a little bit. Just a little iota.
We had gotten a text from that said person.
We did.
And it's been so long.
You know who you are. You know who you are.
You won't probably watch this, but you know who you are.
We will cut you.
We will come to your house.
We will cut you. And we will make you regret it.
That's probably not true. he might. I won't. But anyway, scale...
Far Cry 4, anyway.
Scale of 1 to 10, how do you rate Far Cry 4?
So far, and it's hard not playing through the whole game yet. Not doing as much as I could. I would still give it a rate out of 10.
So about a 6 or a 7?
Well, that's a rape out of 10. I would rate this game.
Absolutely loves it. Is a rape out of 10 then? I want to say for you. I don't even know what your scale system is.
Well, I said was, but I already have. So I'm at a loss for words. If you're looking for a game that has a lot of side quest stuff, with a story where you're just it's set in a Ching Chong Chung Chung Chu country, and apparently you're from there, but you grew up in the States.
That's not a racial slur.
So it's accurate. Shut up. So you go back.
I'm backing you up.
You were born there. You go away to America, land of free, home of life, and you go back, and all of a sudden you're I don't know what's a good military equivalent of God.
Spunkagawiwi?
There we go. You're Spunkagawiwi. So really, you can't be killed unless you're just dumb or a bear attacks you randomly.
Or if you're me, because I was getting my ass handed to me with a sniper rifle. Apparently, I should have switched to a better gun, because
he should have switched to the AK with a silencer.
Yeah. Exactly. So you need to play you can't just like drop it, and you can't just drop it on someone's profile and be like, oh, I'm gonna play this for a little while.
Well, you can. You just can't.
You can, but you're gonna get your ass handed to you.
No, it's a good game. Good first-person shooter. A lot of good side quests.
You don't need to play the previous games in order to pick up on this.
No, that is a good point. You don't. There's no so far. There's no reference to any other Far Cry's in the series we have found.
So, I would give it probably 8 or a 9 out of 10. Fun game. Excellent.
Oh, you know what? We didn't touch on this guy. Right here.
Do we want to
spoil anything? You haven't met him. No. I don't know how we can spoil anything when we haven't completed the game.
Okay.
We haven't completed the game. Spoiler alert, we don't know what the fuck's going on.
The game.
He's interesting.
Is he a fun bad guy, kind of like in Borderlands, where the bad guy is fucking hilarious? Is he kind of like that?
The problem is, I like a bad guy. Handsome Jack.
Handsome
He's
Jack.
too handsome Jackish for me.
Really?
He does too much. There's too much remnants of him, because this fucker will call you up on the radio and he'll scream your name for like 5 minutes, and then all of a sudden you're like, what?
So he's not Handsome Jack. He's Adam after 16 beers, calling his ex-girlfriend, saying, "Hey." Anyway.
Just because I thought I was going to get lucky, but that was being optimistic, is no reason to bring it up on here.
So
anyway, he reminiscens too much, I think, of Far Cry 3's Vash, who was a very epic, very awesome bad guy that he was very, very awesome.
Let me lay this out then. What do you think is better so far, Far Cry 3 or Far Cry 4? Because I played 3, and I absolutely right away I just loved that game. I thought it was very, it was very well thought out. It was a fun game to play for someone to just jump into for the casual gamer like me. But the hardcore gamer next to me, how do you feel?
It's a very difficult. That's a very difficult question. It very is. Just because Far Cry 3 had so many awesome things about it, and there were so many awesome things that they brought over from Far Cry 3 into Far Cry 4, and I think a lot of the great game elements are there, and I think they added on, and really what I would recommend to anybody who watches this, which, well, let's face it, that's nobody. Nobody cares, Brian.
Well, my mom watches this. She told me, she said, "Brian, stop swearing so much." I'm serious.
He won't stop swearing. But Brian's mom, if you're listening, I will eat you the fuck out.
No, I can't show my mom this.
You will.
I'll have to edit that part out or something.
Well, it'll take you 10 hours to do it. We already covered that.
I know. It's going to be 20 hours now.
It's been so fucking long.
It'll crash 4 times. All right, so.
Okay.
Anyway, rating system. How would you rate this game so far? Absolutely love it. 10 out of 10 or 9 out of 10?
On a scale of 1 to 10.
1 to 10.
Urple.
All right, you got an Urple rating.
There we go.
Very unsatisfactory on the casual gamer side, but on the normal gamer side, you guys already know about this. You read about this before it came out. For me,
if you're watching this, you have no fucking
Casual
fucking game.
gamer. I enjoy playing it so far. I've enjoyed the fact that it's a lot like Far Cry 3. And, hopefully it's got great storylines and stuff like that. So, thanks, guys.
Bye, Zay.
Peace.